you like making money? Most people would say yes. And if you're one of those people who said yes, then you need to learn how to advertise. In my opinion, the easiest way to make an ad is with a program like Canva, but there are many ways to do that, such as using paper tools and other computer programs. Contrary to popular belief, advertising skills can benefit anyone because between churches and extracurricular activities, everyone is something they can advertise for. The first thing to thinking about when making an ad is what kind of ad you want to make, because what you are advertising needs to stylistically fit what the ad is. So, for using this example of an ad right here, the Burger Shack. So, if I had a video of a bunch of race cars driving by and the Burger Shack logo on top, that wouldn't really fit advertising for the grand opening. So, therefore, I used this ad that has the grand opening June 30th, 11:30 to 9 p.m., showing the grand opening of the Burger Shack, because that stylistically fits what we're trying to advertise here. So, another example of this is if you were trying to advertise at like a basketball game, your ad would need to be visible from a distance so that the audience can actually see it. So as someone who runs the video board at basketball games and makes advertisements, this one you can see from a distance. We've reused something like this on the video board at the basketball games before. So the first thing when you start making the ad, the first thing you need to think about is your background. It needs to contribute by making it eye-catching, your ad appealing to look at, but it also doesn't need to make the information hard to read. So like with this ad, this gray background is not exactly eye-catching. So that's why whenever I made this, I added the golden frame to make the ad more eye-catching. But this gray frame also benefits because it makes the lettering better to see to the eye and makes it where you can see it from a distance, and the outline also around the letters also helps to do this. So once you get to actually putting the information on your ad, you give the audience a general idea of what you're doing, but it shouldn't have too much information because then your audience will not know what is important. So like going back to using this ad as an example. This ad, if this ad had walls and walls of text, then the audience would not know is important. But when you just throw the Burger Shack, Best Burgers by the Bay, grand opening June 30th, 11:30, 9 p.m., the audience gets what's important, when it is, and how long. Your ad also needs to make its point quickly, because going back to the basketball example, those ads are not on the video board for long. They're cycling through them very quickly, and most of the time your ad will not be up there for very long. So your ad needs to get to its point very quickly. On this topic, that is also why we have the logo in big letters, because a study from the University of California shows that the average American sees around 5,000 ads a day. So you need to make yours different from theirs. So one thing to do in order to stand out is have your logo in big bold, so that even if they don't remember anything else from your ad, one thing they can remember is your logo. So one other ad that we have used is our multimedia department made these for when our Livingston County High School played Ballard in volleyball. We plastered these up around the school, and so one important thing I mentioned that there are 5,000, average American sees 5,000 ads in a given day. So you want to make your ad different. So with this ad, we decided that most ads, I've never seen an ad with a scrapbook theme before. So our team decided to make an ad with a scrapbook theme so that whenever we put these up around the school, it would be eye-catching and make people want to go to the volleyball game. So we made an ad like this. We put our own personal spin on it. So that's the most important final step to making your ad. Whenever you make your ad, don't make something that everyone else has already made. Make something that you can put your own spin on, and it's not like an ad they all see. So to wrap things up, as someone who has created ads for a business and run video boards at basketball games, the number one question people ask me is how they can advertise. Using tools like your own personal computer, using programs that I showed earlier like Canva, or just using paper like I showed. You don't have, obviously this one is printed, but you don't necessarily have to print your ads. You can use just paper, pencil, drawing. you can, using almost anything, you can make your advertisements. But almost at every game that I have run the video board on, the number one question people have to ask me is how they can advertise. With these tips in mind, you can be an advertising pro. Thank you.